Chapter 077 Beaten Half Dead. What happened that day? I was struck by the 6 desires in Thunder 2. I only escaped thanks to a demon treasure, and I have no clue what happened after. Yuan Jinkong, didn't you run off first, leaving all of us to die? Fang Han gave a dry smile, not taking Yuan Jinkong's accusation to heart at all. After Hua Tiandu took his 7 calamities gourd, he hadn't even bothered pursuing this matter anymore. What trouble could a handful of measly inner disciples stir up against him? Besides, I'm sure you were already plotting to steal my demon treasure that day. You wanted me to charge ahead as your vanguard to kill the sand bandits, so you'd be glad to see me dead at the demon's hands. Dare you deny you had that intention? Fang Han fired back. Humph. How can you even compare to us? Yuan Jinkong's fingers twitched, his face growing so dark it looked like water would drip off at any second. Since you dared offend senior brother Hua, what unholy, wicked thing wouldn't you do? You must have secretly colluded with the Pink Prince. You're a demon sect spy. We didn't come here for anything else today. Hand over our flying swords, and we'll wipe the slate clean. Let me be clear, your flying swords aren't in my possession. But even if they were, I would never give them back. You can forget about it. Fang Han smiled coldly. You said it yourself. I even dared offend Hua Tiandu. Who do you think you are? Get out of my way. The moment the words "get out" left his mouth, he moved suddenly. Crackle. He coiled his body and darted forward, moving like a streak of starlight, fast as lightning. In the blink of an eye he stood right before Yuan Jinkong. He stood tall, and when his bones and muscles tensed, a deep resonant roar burst from his body, just like a giant bell struck hard. The ground trembled, and he spread his 5 fingers, wide as a winnowing basket, and swept it down over Yuan Jinkong's head. Whoosh! Whoosh! The gale tore through the air. Within 10 paces of him, the air was shaken by his physical power, rolling and surging like the tide of a great river, like 10,000 steeds galloping, spreading out in all directions. His whole figure looked like an iron troll, the faint golden hue on his skin growing thicker. Dense, cold golden light glinted in his eyes, like an emperor who holds the power of life and death over all. This was the aura forged from cultivating the Enluo golden body, a crushing spiritual pressure. Not good. As the 10th ranked disciple on the mountain and river list, Yuan Jinkong had already cultivated his physical body to its limit, far stronger than ordinary inner disciples, with the strength of around 10 horses, equal to Fang Han before he cultivated the Enluo golden body. How could he ever compare to the current Fang Han? The moment Fang Han moved, he had already tensed up. A burst of green light exploded from his body, wrapping him into a glowing green sphere. This was the protective light of his spirit garment, the Golden Mist Luo shirt. The Golden Mist Luo shirt was woven from 10,000-year pine needles. It could unleash pine needle true chi, which was soft yet dense, allowing the user to fly and block strikes from flying swords, operating continuously without pause. But even as the green light just finished forming, Fang Han was already at his side, striking down hard with a palm directly onto the protective sphere. Pop! The sphere shuddered. A massive force sent Yuan Jinkong's blood and chi roiling wildly. At the same time, Fang Han's towering, troll-like figure loomed over his mind, overwhelming and all-encompassing, crushing his spirit under its weight. All that filled his mind were words like divine might, terror, power, violence, all crippling negative thoughts. He's actually reached the point where he can influence my mind. Yuan Jinkong understood. The giant image of Fang Han in his mind was the man's spiritual projection, a form of spiritual pressure. After a martial artist reached the God transformation realm and cultivated their spirit to a certain level, they could influence an enemy's consciousness. Yet Yuan Jinkong had already cultivated the Yuan spirit art to a decent level. Even someone as strong as Prince Evil Moon couldn't shake his consciousness, only a master of the supernatural power secret realm could. But today, he had been crushed into submission by Fang Han in a single move. Thrown immediately off balance, rage and fury boiled up in his chest, a violent ferocity surging into his heart. Roar! he roared, focusing his spirit with all his might to drive Fang Han's pressure out of his mind. At the same time, he poured all his power into the golden mist luo shirt, trying to fly away. But it was too late. In that instant, Fang Han suddenly lashed out with 36 kicks and 24 palm strikes. Boom! Boom! The explosive force of his fists and feet caved in the golden mist luo shirt's protective sphere, sending pine needle true chi spilling out everywhere. Every punch and kick from Fang Han now held enough power to kick a bull flying, or crush a tiger into mincemeat. After this continuous, high-speed barrage, the green light of the golden mist luo shirt finally could not hold on. It popped apart, then shrank back into the garment like a receding tide. Fang Han had torn through its protection with nothing but his fists and feet, damaging the true chi within the garment. It was just like the day when hundreds of heavenly demons broke through the protection of Sirius smoke. With the pine needle true chi retreated into the garment, the golden mist luo shirt was rendered useless for the moment. Of course, after a few days, the true chi would be restored by the core formation within the garment, and it would regain its power. But right now, at least, Yuan Jiankong could not draw on its strength. This robe was nothing like Sirius smoke, which could be quickly repaired inside the Seven Calamities gourd. Luckily, it was still a spirit tool, and its core formation could not be destroyed. If it had been an ordinary magic tool without a core formation, it would have shattered completely, ruined beyond repair. Even though it was not completely destroyed, Yuan Jiankong, now temporarily without protection, was no match for Fang Han in hand-to-hand combat at all. Crane Claw seizes the serpent. Fang Han shaped his hand into a crane claw and caught Yuan Jiankong's body as easily as reaching into a pouch for an item. His fingernails were hard as steel, sinking into the man's flesh and skin. Then he gave a violent throw, sending Yuan Jiankong's entire body flying far away, slamming hard into the ground. A series of sharp cracks echoed from his bones. No one knew how many had broken. When he scrambled back up, he coughed up mouthful after mouthful of blood, his throat grinding with a creaking sound. He stared deathly at Fang Han, then his head lolled forward and he fainted dead away. The 10th ranked master on the mountain and river list, one of the top among all inner disciples, had actually been beaten senseless right in front of everyone by Fang Han. Countless other inner disciples had witnessed the whole scene. They all stopped in their tracks, shocked beyond belief. Even senior sister Mo and the others stood frozen in shock. Don't think I'm easy to bully just because I lost my 7 calamities gourd. Why don't you all get out of here now? Fang Han's gaze was sharp, his words cutting. This is the strength of the 10th on the mountain and river list? Don't disgrace you Hua men. And you, senior sister Mo, didn't you lose a true blue sword? It's no big deal. If you form an alliance with me, when I become a true disciple one day, I will definitely give you a flying sword even sharper than the true blue sword. What do you say? Humph. You're already on the brink of death, yet you still spout such arrogant nonsense. You'll never become a true disciple. You can't even beat the top brothers on the mountain and river list. I won't waste my time tangling with you today. Wait until the mountain and river list tournament in a few months. You'll get what you deserve. Senior sister Mo said coldly, then helped Yuan Jiankong up and left, seething with unwillingness. Let's go. Fang Han paid them no more mind, clapping his hands as if he had just done something trivial. He left with Hongyi Junju and headed into the transmitting courtyard. Yi Nantian, it looks like Fang Han really is your formidable enemy. Be careful at the mountain and river list tournament. Don't end up as miserable as Yuan Jiankong. Several pairs of eyes had watched Fang Han from a distance, and they only pulled back when his figure disappeared into the transmitting courtyard. One of the owners of those eyes was none other than Yi Nantian, who had already provoked Fang Han before. 3rd rank on the mountain and river list, he was far stronger than Yuan Jiankong by leaps and bounds. Humph. What is Yuan Jiankong even worth? He swallowed a silver snake gall by chance, got the silver snake sword and the golden mist luo shirt as sect rewards, and barely squeezed into the mountain and river list. I have more useless spirit tools like that than I can count. If Fang Han still had the 7 calamities gourd, I'd consider him a worthy opponent. Without it, what does he have to fight me with? I can crush him whenever I want. Yi Nanchen's tone was cold, full of arrogance, but there was not a trace of overconfidence in his eyes. The man speaking to him was Lin Yan, ranked 4th on the mountain and river list. Both were among the top elites of Yuhua Men's hundreds of thousands of disciples. Since Senior Brother Yi says that, you must be confident. But Fang Han's performance today is really impressive. I have to go back and prepare, so I don't capsize in the gutter. After saying that, Lin Yan left in a hurry. Come here. Yi Nantian crooked his finger. An inner disciple hurried over immediately. Senior Brother Yi, what are your orders? Gather a few more men, keep Fang Han under constant surveillance with concealment talismans, don't let him spot you. Keep watch over him 12 hours a day, everything he does, every place he goes to cultivate. As soon as he leaves his quarters, follow him closely. Report any information to me immediately. Here are 30 essence pills, your reward for now. Once you've ferreted out all of Fang Han's secrets, I will go to Wanfeng Peak and beg a flying sword for each of you. With a flick of his finger, Yi Nantian sent a gourd full of pills flying from his sleeve into the inner disciple's hand. Thank you, Senior Brother Yi. The inner disciple was overjoyed and hurried off. Fang Han, oh Fang Han. I don't believe you'll step into the supernatural power secret realm before me. At this mountain and river list tournament, I'll put you down for good. Yi Nantian laughed coldly, flickered his body, and disappeared. No one knew where he had gone. Hongi, after the 3 days of cultivation lectures, we'll go to the underground to train. When they walked into the transmitting courtyard, Fang Han saw numerous tall stone pillars rising from the ground, each only large enough for one person to sit cross-legged on. Good. The underground world has so many spiritual herbs, even law crystals and jade. I need to gather some for alchemy and talisman refining. The stone pillars stood like a forest. At the very center of the stone forest stood a giant ritual altar, and on top of the altar was the transmission platform. Fang Han leaped onto one stone pillar and sat cross-legged. He saw that all the pillars around him were already occupied by inner disciples of all ranks. Ding! Ding! A melodious bell rang out. Suddenly, an elder with a long, flowing beard and the bearing of an immortal appeared on the central ritual altar. This was the transmitting elder, not some half-qualified elder. He was a being of profound magic power and immense supernatural ability. There was an incident at the Demon Heaven battlefield this time, and as a result, quite a few new inner disciples have been promoted, with somewhat shallow foundations. For this reason, I will teach an extra cultivation method this session. Listen closely. I will only teach it once, and will not teach it again. How much you learn depends entirely on your fortune. The transmitting elder's voice rang out through the entire transmitting courtyard, every word clear as day. The verse and core method of heaven and earth vast chi. Fang Han listened closely, not daring to miss a single word. He firmly memorized every bit of the verse and core method of Yuhua Men's heaven and earth vast chi, especially the final move vast chi long song, which paired perfectly with his 8 tones of the heavenly dragon, complementing each other beautifully. As he taught the method, the transmitting elder also interspersed explanations. Every word was a pearl of wisdom, and every explanation cleared a new hurdle in Fang Han's mind, like a draft of cold enlightenment pouring over his head. This was the insight of a supernatural power secret realm expert on cultivation, which was invaluable, nothing like fumbling through books on your own. Often, something that would take you half a day to figure out, and you might even end up going down the wrong path, could be clarified with a single sentence from the transmitting elder. Truly, 3 years of hard practice is not worth a single pointer from a mastered. Fang Han sighed to himself. After a long time, the bell rang out again. The transmitting elder's voice stopped, and he vanished. His lecture was over. Didn't they say we can ask the transmitting elder questions about cultivation? Why is he already gone? Fang Han wondered. You have to earn the right to ask questions by contributing to the sect, going through layers of approval before the transmitting elder will answer you. Every question costs a great deal of contribution points. Hongi Junju said. That's why when we go underground, if we kill a lot of demons and contribute their corpses to the sect, we can earn the right to ask questions. I see. Fang Han nodded. For 3 straight days, Fang Han and Hongi Junju attended the transmitting elders' lectures and mastered one profound technique after another: Yuan spirit art, heaven and earth vast chi, hollow cave breathing skill, and more. Before, Fang Han had gotten the verse for Yuan spirit art from Crane Fairy and thought he had mastered it through his own practice. But after the transmitting elder's explanation, he realized he had only learned the barest surface. The 3 days of lectures left Fang Han craving more. But after 3 days, the transmitting courtyard closed. It would not open again for lectures until the last 3 days of the next month. If only we could attend lectures every day, wouldn't that be wonderful? That day, after Fang Han and Hongi Junju finished preparing, they left Yuhua City. Fang Han stroked the myriad beast token, and a moment later, a crane cry rang out. Crane Fairy glided down from the sky and landed in front of Fang Han. How could that be possible? Yuhua Min has hundreds of thousands of disciples. If the elder had to teach each one personally, how could he manage? But if you become a true disciple, you can ask for guidance anytime. Disciples on the mountain and river list also have the qualification to ask elders for answers to cultivation questions. Hongi Junju said. Fang Han, I heard you became an inner disciple. Why did you wait so long to come see me? Crane Fairy chirped, sounding very displeased. But when Fang Han took out an essence pill and tucked it into her beak, she hopped up excitedly. Essence pill? You're actually willing to give me one? What a treasure! If I can eat one of these every day, I can complete my cultivation transformation. Don't worry. We're going to train underground this time to gather rare spiritual materials and refine pills. You'll have plenty to eat then. Fang Han smiled. Quiet. I felt someone watching us these past 3 days. Hongi Junju said suddenly. I've felt it for a long time. Let's get out of Yuhua Mountain first, then we'll deal with them properly. Fang Han's voice was soft, barely louder than a mosquito's hum.